Hello peoples with letter S. Simpson's predictions has done it again. Guys, Hantavirus was mentioned in Simpson 14 years ago, specifically in season 23 episode 19 with some weird details.
Look, that's our ship!
An emergency message. Outbreak of the deadly virus.
Virus? All we want right now is to feel safe.
What you're looking at right now is a ship stranded in the middle of the ocean, a luxury expedition vessel carrying over 150 passengers. But now they are surrounded by an aura of fear and isolation because somewhere on board a mysterious virus began to spread. A virus with no confirmed cure, a virus capable of hiding inside a human body for weeks without any symptoms. And according to the growing reports, this terrifying disease may have evolved into something experienced feared most, which is human-to-human transmission. Now, the world is asking a terrifying question. Could history be repeating itself all over again? Could this become another global crisis similar to what humanity experienced in 2020? Tonight, we uncover the shocking story behind so-called apocalypse ship and Hantavirus, the mysterious cases aboard the MV Hondias, and the truth about Hantavirus itself. But before we begin, I need to make something very clear. This video is for documentary and educational purposes only. Some claims circulating online remain unverified, and viewers should rely on official medical sources for accurate health information. And now, turn off the lights, focus carefully, and prepare yourself for one of the strongest stories unfolding on the internet right now. So, let's begin. The story begins aboard the MV Hondias, an advanced polar expedition cruise ship operated by the Dutch company called Ocean-Wide Expeditions. Unlike ordinary cruise liners, this vessel was specially designed for extreme journeys through some of the hardest environments on Earth, including the Arctic and Antarctica regions, massive waves, freezing temperature, remote islands far removed from civilization. But for wealthy adventurers, it was experience of a lifetime, and for some passengers aboard this voyage, it would become a nightmare. The expedition reportedly departed from southern Argentina in late March for 6 weeks journey through isolated regions of the south of Atlantic. Its route included stops near remote territories such as South Georgia Island and Tristan da Cunha, one of the most isolated inhabitant island on planet Earth. Places with medical infrastructure is minimal and the emergency responses can take days. At first, everything appeared normal. Passengers documented beautiful icy landscapes, wildlife encounters and luxury accommodation, but then something weird has happened. Days into the voyage, one passenger began to experience unusual symptoms from Germany. At first, nobody panicked. The symptoms resembled a common flu: fever, fatigue, coughing, weakness, difficult with concentrating. But considering the freezing conditions of the Southern Ocean, many assumed it was simply exhaustion, cold weather sickness, but within days, the man's condition deteriorated rapidly. Then, on April the 11th, he suddenly died. At the time, nobody on board fully understood what has happened. No confirmed diagnosis, no immediate answers, and according to reports, the ship continued its journey while the situation remained unclear. But the horror was only beginning, because shortly afterwards, the man's wife reportedly developed the exact same symptoms, and then she also died. At first, many believed the two deaths were unrelated. After all, the timeline didn't fit most common viral infections, but days later, another passenger reportedly became sick. This time, the symptoms escalated terrifyingly fast. Within less than 24 hours, the passenger was dead. Then came another case, and another. Suddenly, panic spread throughout the ship. Passengers began asking impossible questions. What exactly was spreading on board? How many people had already been exposed? And perhaps most terrifying of all, how long had it been spreading unnoticed? But soon, online rumors began to become viral all over the world. One frightening possibility, it's Hantavirus. Hantavirus is not new. Scientists have known about it for decades. Traditionally, it's classified as zoonotic virus, meaning it spread primarily from animal to humans, especially through rodents such as rats and mice. Humans can become infected through contact with rodent droppings, saliva, urine, or contaminated air particles. But what makes the story especially disturbing is the growing discussion surrounding one specific variant, the Indies strain. Unlike most hantaviruses, the Indies strain has been associated with rare cases with possible human-to-human transmission. And actually, that changes everything. Because if transmission between humans become easier in closed environments, then a ship isolated in the middle of the ocean becomes the perfect setting for a disaster. And actually, so many people are speaking about it all over the world. Hantavirus infections can develop into two major syndromes. The first and the most feared is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, or HPS. This condition initially feels similar to the flu. Symptoms may include fever, headaches, muscle pain, but then the illness can rapidly attack the lungs. Patients may suddenly struggle with breath as fluid begins to filling the lungs internally. Blood pressure collapse, oxygen levels drop, and in severe cases, the body begins shutting down. And according to health authorities, mortality rates for severe HPS cases can be extremely high. But the second form of the two syndromes is hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome. This variant primarily affects the kidneys and the blood vessels, while survival rates are often higher. Recovery can take weeks or even months. And here is the most unsettling part of all. Symptoms may take weeks to appear, meaning some infected could unknowingly interact with dozens or even more people before realizing anything is wrong. As fear intensified on board, video allegedly filmed by passengers began spreading across social media. One clip in particular exploded across the internet.
I am currently on board the MV Hantavirus, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here.
A passenger trapped inside his cabin described the situation as chaotic and terrifying. Within hours, millions of people were sharing the footage online. Some called the ship the floating coffin. Others claimed authorities were hiding the truth. But not everyone agreed. Another passenger, Jordanian famous travel YouTuber Ibn Hattuta, publicly stated that many online rumors was being exaggerated because according to his posts, passengers remain calm. Conditions on board were far from catastrophic scenario being described online. He even criticized some viral creators for spreading panic simply to gain attention. And that's where the story became difficult to separate from the internet hysteria, because while fear spread rapidly online, facts often move much slower. As the story began to become viral globally hour by hour, theories began flooding the internet. Some people questioned whether the virus originated from the rodents on board the ship. Others believed an infected passenger may have boarded unknowingly weeks earlier. Conspiracy theories appeared. Claims of hidden agendas talk of another engineered global lockdown. Predictions from the internet suddenly resurfaced and appeared across social media. But it's important to separate speculations from verified reality. At this time, many viral claims surrounding the incident remain unconfirmed or heavily exaggerated online. And while hantavirus is real and serious disease, health experts emphasize that it's far less contagious than viruses like human-to-human transmission remains extremely rare and limited primarily to specific strains under unusual conditions. So, should people panic right now? According to the experts, there is currently no evidence of a worldwide hantavirus outbreak compared to the events of 2020. However, the story does highlight something deeply unsettling about modern society: how quickly fear spreads, how fragile isolated environments can become during medical emergencies, and how a single viral video can ignite worldwide panic within hours. But right now, many questions remain unanswered. What truly happened aboard the MV Hantavirus? Were online reports exaggerated? Or did the world witness the early warning signs of something much bigger? Only time will reveal the full truth, but one thing is certain: stories like this remind us how quickly uncertainty can turn into global fear, which is, my friend, the reality right now.
Look, that's our ship!
An emergency message. Outbreak of the deadly virus.
All we want right now is to feel safe.
If you enjoyed this video, like it and share it with everyone. Leave a comment underneath the video, I will answer it right now. And of course, stay happy.